That bleed, see that did? It shot out those two things. Dragon's coil. Dragon coil. Look at that. Timing attack for that one. Wow, bro. Hey, what is going on, y'all? Identity here with my very first build video for Godfall. I gotta be honest with you, I really didn't think this game would grab my attention as much as it has, but the combat system is so immersive. The detail involved in micromanaging equipment and gear to almost your exact playstyle is such a unique quality that Godfall has. Now, when it comes to builds, in this game, it's never too early because you can augment your weapons properties as you progress throughout the game. Plus, the Earth Realm is where you can unlock the Bulwark Valor Plate, which has quickly become a favorite of mine amongst the other few, Mesa, Silvermane, and Greyhawk. Because these Valor Plates all come with a specific playstyle. Some are defensive while others are offensive. Some offer a playstyle that increases element effectiveness and have a high spirit. But I decided to go with the Bulwark because it's the only plate that gives 10% chance to cause bleed as a passive. Come on fam, y'all know how much I love that bleed, right? So it was only right for me to start out with that. But the Bulwark also gives you 150% critical hit damage and 100% weak point bonus damage. Each Valor Plate has an ultimate ability called Archon's Fury. The Bulwark's is awesome. It summons 3 physical sentinels, and during Archon's Fury has a 90% chance to bleed and 100% damage to bleeding enemies, and your attack deals physical damage, which is an effect I'll explain here shortly. So let me start out with the weapons, and that's what's really gonna make this build lit. Let me first apologize because this weapon came with a special edition pre-order. It's $89.99 in the Epic Game Store, and it's a legendary weapon called Zero. I got it with the Ascended edition that comes with gold weapon and armor skins. It also came with some other legendary weapons, but don't worry, if you want this, you can just purchase it as an add-on later in the Epic Game Store for just $9.99. So this is the first weapon I start out with, and you'll see why soon. In Godfall, weapons have a rarity system. This system determines the amount of effects a weapon has. Common has none whatsoever, but since this is a legendary, it comes with the primary talent and 3 random secondary effects. The one I'm most concerned about is the primary talent and the first secondary attribute. So what it does is that once I make an enemy bleed, it shoots out 2 projectiles that randomly seek out enemies, dealing 144 physical damage. Here's where I'll explain what that is. Physical damage is known as an effect and is also the DPS type this weapon deals. Godfall's effects have a chance to inflict an ailment. Ailments are like status effects, and for those who don't know, they deal damage over time that can be inflicted when you deal damage to enemies, and you can increase your chance to inflict ailments through abilities and equipment that you get along the way. So with the talent on Zero, if those 2 projectiles don't kill the ones they hit, they'll just start bleeding again. Now the ailment damage is really strong and you can see it ticking away for real. It saved me on so many occasions, and it's just good to have damage over time effects. So with this weapon, I now have 15% chance to bleed, 10 from the Bulwark and another 5 from the Zero, which I'm almost certain you can only get with the Bulwark Valor Plate. But that's not all. There's an ailment skill that will give you even more of a chance to bleed your targets. If you upgrade it to level 3, it will grant you 4% more of the ailment effect, but you have to unlock Siphon to get there. Now, this doesn't only add more bleed chance, but fire, poison, and every other ailment there is. So you end up with a total of 19% chance to bleed the enemy. That's only the first play style. I haven't even told you about the second weapon I'm using and how it works with this build. And for this one, you're in luck because it's a weapon I found while farming. It's only a rare dual class weapon called Blades of Cruelty, and I'm sure you can get this fairly easily. This weapon will guarantee a bleed once you switch to it after charging your polarity meter. So you synergize this talent with a skill easily unlocked. This skill is called Polarity Attacks, which will charge up simply by attacking the enemy. So here's how you do this. Use 0, your first weapon, to fill the meter. You'll see it filling, by the way, as you're attacking, but while you're wreaking havoc, causing bleed with 0, once the meter reaches its max, you switch to Blades of Cruelty and unleash a shock wave, boosting your damage by 20% for 30 seconds. And you'll also inflict the bleed ailment. Now, I did make a video before this called Perfecting the Art of Weapon Timing. Go check that out if you haven't, but that skill is perfect for this build because it's one of the best ways to inflict the bleed ailment. The weapon timing skill is one that you need to max out in order to utilize it to its full potential. You can reset and edit the skill trees as you see fit, but a max weapon timing skill will force you to be a better combatant overall and increase situational awareness, no doubt. Because this game is far from a hack and slash, so you need this skill. There are 2 more skills for this build, and that's one of the very first they offered right next to weapon time. It's called Weapon Techniques, both northern and southern. They're awesome and help so much when fighting ranged enemies and healers, which are such a pain. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how annoying these guys are. You're either getting shot by archers and gunners, or the healers are just keeping the ones you're fighting alive. The northern and southern skills are what will allow you to instantly kill them in most cases. There are weapons and equipment that increase these damages for this skill, but that's a build for another day. Lastly, make sure you unlock Finesse as well. This increases your mobility by adding an evasive slide to the evade ability you already have, giving you seamless movement across the battlefield. So I know you see all these accessories and they help me out with damage and survivability, but it's kind of weird because none of the stats show on my Valor plate. This may be something that needs to be patched because I think it's really important to be able to see this. But here's what they do to increase my stats. You know, one of them gives me 23 damage to ignited enemies, 5% Archon charge speed. You know, these are just buffs that help you out, and you can get epic all the way to legendary ones, and they're really good. I guess I need to add up the bonuses myself. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this build, and it will definitely help in Earthrealm in early missions. I'm really stoked to see what this build will do once I upgrade and augment the weapons and get stronger equipment. So if you're interested in builds like this and want to see more, then please drop a like and don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'll see you in my next video. Be right out.